Magandang umaga, Malacañang Press Corps, and welcome sa ating press briefing ngayong araw, January 16. In the sectoral meeting led by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Agriculture Department presented its 3-year plan para sa masaganang bagong Pilipinas. The 3-year plan will focus on expanding agri-fishery areas for increased production, modernizing agri and fishery production system, and developing and improving post-harvest systems and infrastructure, among others. To tell us more about this, we have with us Department of Agriculture Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. Good morning, Secretary Laurel.
Good morning, Daphne.
Go ahead with the briefing about the 3-year plan.
Well, basically, our 3-year plan is to invest heavily in post-harvest facilities and to have more recovery for our products and hopefully to lower the cost of, partly to lower the cost of rice and corn. Besides that, we have a big digitalization move in order to get more accurate production data from for our production. As you know, we need real production data in order to be able to manage the food supply of the country effectively. Besides that, we have a lot of infrastructures to be built, like ports, agro-industrial ports, cold storage facilities to address the vegetable issues that come from time to time from overproduction. We also have a very big move on the logistics. 30% of our produce, especially of vegetables, is gone because of wastage, because of the poor logistics system in our food supply chain. If we can lessen or hopefully almost eliminate yung losses na yun, that would be equivalent to at least 10 to 15% less cost sa ating mga vegetables and high-value crops like fruits. Besides that, we intend to reorganize DA nga din to be less regulatory, but still effective supposedly in regulations and food safety, but more developmental. We have to produce more. We have to produce more of everything to address the needs of our ever-increasing population. So that's basically it in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. Okay. We can now open the floor to questions to Secretary Laurel. Chona Yu, People's Journal.
Sir, yung 30% na sabi mo kanina wastage, how are you going to translate that into siguro metric tons? Ilan po ba 'yon?
Well, yung study on the statistics, yun ang problema ko talaga from the start. As I have already said in my first ever press con in my life, wala tayong accurate data to quantify the total, kung ilan ba talaga. But I got the 30% actually from my own experience in the business sector, having run a cold chain logistics company before. And actually last Friday, I went to FTI and met the actual farmer that brought his product from Benguet to Manila in FTI. And I asked him personally, just to validate my what I already knew from my private experience, and I was surprised enough to say na sinabi niya is the same thing that was on my mind. Tinanong ko, ilan ba boss yung natin, yung nawawala na produce mo na isang tonelada pagdating na Manila, ilan yung natatapon? Sabi niya mga 30%.
Sir, what is the government doing, sir? Yung the other day, may mga farmers na namimigay na lamang ng mga vegetables nila kasi nga walang oversupply po.
That's the main reason why I went to the FTI last Friday to see what available land available sa FTI, and to address that situation, we will be building a 5,000 pallet position cold storage for high value crops and vegetables, which includes vegetables, to serve only the cooperatives and the farmers in our country, para nga ma-address yan. Kasi ang oversupply situation, while actually, to be honest, that is a matter na dapat ina-address din ng ng LGU, no? Because na-devolve na nga ang mga agricultural workers to the LGUs. So dapat sila nagpa-planning yan ng production nila and ano. But of course, the national government, like the DA, should coordinate and plan with them to address this. But that's a work in progress that we will do. But in order to have a quick solution to this problem, hopefully after 13 or 14 months, latest June next year, nandiyan na yung facility to address that.
Okay. Eden Santos, Net 25.
Secretary, napanood niyo po ba yung napanood niyo po ba yung mga sibuyas sa Nueva Ecija na peste po? Yung mga ganyung sitwasyon po, paano makakatulong ang DA, lalo na po yung ating mga cold storage, at paano ba mapipigilan yung pamemeste po sa ating mga pananim, especially yung sibuyas?
Doon sa nangyayari sa Nueva Ecija na yun, ay actually pinag-aaralan ko pa mabuti kung paano ma-address yun. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer today, but I'm looking into it, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks meron ng position ng DA on protocols to be set on how to address it.
So paano natin matutulungan po yung mga magsasaka na naapektuhan po ng peste?
Maybe we can give them additional seeds to replant, and maybe some pesticides along with it, and some other support.
How it will affect po yung ating supply nung nangyari na yon, local supply po natin ng sibuyas?
Definitely, it will have some effect because it will reduce production. Pero base sa initial study naman ng DA operations na group natin, minimal.
So wala pong pagtaas ng presyo ng sibuyas in the coming days, months?
Wala ako nakikita.
Thank you. Tuesday New. Oh, okay. Let's pass it to Sam Medanilia, Business Mirror.
Hey, good afternoon. Good morning, sir. Yeah, tatanong lang po namin, how much budget is needed for the 3-year plan? And how optimistic are we that the fund would be given to DA, given there's already an upward trend in its budget in recent years under the Marcos administration?
Well, sa post-harvest facility alone, we need 93 billion, no, in the next 3 years in order to save 10.7 billion a year, no, on wasted rice and corn, no, because we're losing about 12.7 to 15% of our rice production due to lack of post-harvest facility. So sa rice and corn pa lang na post-harvest, 93 billion na eh. Sa cold storage, my budget this year is only 1 billion. So ifo-focus ko lahat yun sa 4 na cold storage to address that vegetable issue. But that can only cover part of Luzon eh. So if we try to solve the problem as soon as possible, assuming 2025, I need additional 5 billion, no, to address the vegetable cold storage issue of the whole nation. How to get the money? I'm still new at government, so I'm still trying to figure that out also.
Secretary, maybe we can go back to the post-harvest facility. At the meeting today, it was mentioned that there has not been any investment in post-harvest facilities in 40 years.
Well, no major post-harvest facility was funded by the government in the last 40 years. Puro maliliit, patingi-tingi, which is actually irrelevant or useless, sayang. So that's why we need really to fund these projects. But we cannot build small. We have to build bigger. I mean, we have three designs, meron small, medium, and large. Hindi mini, no? So, yes.
Sir,
Okay.
i-clarify ko lang po. Yung sa rice and corn wasted po, 10.7 billion kilograms po ba yun?
The, peso value yun.
Peso ba?
In terms of, I don't have the exact figures with me now, but it's about 450,000 tons around a
Okay.
year. So that is about 20, sa rice alone, that's 23 days of rice ang marirecover natin for the whole nation. Parang we will have 23 days more of rice if we do this. Or sa last year we imported about 3.5 million tons of rice. That's 10% of mababawasan ng 10% ng importation natin.
Okay.
If we do this.
Tuesday News.
Yearly yun.
Hi, sir. Sir, base sa mga observations, taon-taon na lang po nagkakaroon tayo ng issue on oversupplies ng mga vegetables and fruits. Mayroon na po ba kayong konkretong plano para ma-address po ito? At least parang yung mga oversupply ng repolyo ay magamit siya sa yung mga preserved products na tutulungan yung mga farmers na magawa iyon.
Ang immediate solution dyan actually is what I mentioned a while ago is cold storage for them to extend the shelf life, no? We can also process that and into something else, no, but that has to be determined. But extension of shelf life alone will actually solve most of the problem. But there's so many ways to preserve it, no? Using nitrogen, using cold room with nitrogen, and many other ways. But kasi ang overproduction is also a result of poor planning. So planning and when to plant, when to harvest, and coordinating with the market. It's a whole ecosystem na kailangan natin i-refine with the DA of course, and the LGU, and the cooperatives and the farmers.
Okay. Raquel Bayan, Radyo Pilipinas.
Sir, good morning po. Sa sectoral meeting po kanina with PBBM, may bagong directive po ba yung Pangulo natin on how to palakasin po yung production and yung pagpapatatag pa po ng agri-supply ngayong 2024 since may El Niño pa din po?
Yung sa El Niño matter, it was actually the president has met with the cabinet 2 times last December to try to address nga the El Niño issue, no, and to have advanced planning on mga dapat gawin. Ang interventions natin na gagawin sa DA based on the meetings last December is to create more impounding, no, water impounding areas and facilities as soon as possible. And another way that we can help mitigate kahit konti is yung solar powered irrigation na we will be installing in certain areas as soon as possible.
Sir, do we have latest data po kung magkano na po yung pinsala sa agri-products dahil sa El Niño po?
Wala pa, unfortunately.
Okay. Cresceline Catarong, SMNI.
Good morning, sir. May tulong po ba ang ipagkakaloob ang gobyerno doon sa vegetable farmers na nalugi po para man lang may balik yung kanilang puhunan, sir?
As of now, wala dahil we are technically there's no fund to help them. But once what I have discussed with FTI just the other day is and including Kadiwa is pag natayo na natin yung storage at meron na tayong pagtataguan yan, kung meron man incidents na ganyan, it's either itago nung farmer yung excess production nila sa storage, whether it's subsidized by the government, that's to be arranged, or the government buys those excess product at a certain price to be distributed through Kadiwa and everything. But immediate solution for that, wala.
Sir, other question po, nagbabala po ang isang grupo na maaring tataas pa ang hunger incidence sa bansa dahil sa walang humpay na taas ng presyo ng bigas po. Ano pang tugon ng DA dito?
Pakiulit ulit.
Nagbabala po ang isang grupo na maaring tataas pa ang hunger incidence sa bansa dahil sa walang humpay sa taas na presyo sa bigas.
As far as supply is concerned, we have enough supply of rice. December, medyo healthy ang ating stocks. January is healthy. There's additional rice coming. But as far as the price is concerned, mahirap ma-predict. Ang problema, yung world prices tumataas eh. No? Dahil sa El Niño. Ang prices din ng bigas sa Thailand, which are major rice producing countries, and Vietnam, tumataas din as of the moment eh. So, even Malaysia and Indonesia tumataas din eh. So, we have to really manage the situation, and we are looking at it on a day-to-day basis.
George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
Secretary, magandang umaga po. Sir, it was mentioned earlier that in the past 40 years, there was no investment sa post-harvest facilities. What does that say, sir?
Well, let's not say no investment. Parang minimal investment. Diba? You cannot naman say wala talaga. Pero insignificant yung effect ng investment in the past administration. Well, I'm not privy to the direction of the past administrations. Parang sa akin lang, no, I can just say na sayang yung opportunity. Yun lang.
Okay. Jean Mangaluz, INQUIRER.net.
Good morning. The president was quite keen on chasing smugglers when he was still the DA chief. Is the DA still going after these cartels? Have there been cases filed?
Yes, definitely that was one of the marching orders of the president na linisin yan at hulihin yung mga smugglers. And actually, nung November, 2 weeks after my assumption, meron kami nahuli na onion smuggler na hanggang ngayon nakakulong. Then we have seized about 1 billion worth of sugar in warehouses somewhere in Bulacan. Sorry, I cannot exactly say where it is. Until now, that's being it's still an ongoing case.
The president. Another question. Another president said that the president said that that 51% of farm to market roads have been built. Can you provide further details? Where are they, and how do they translate to lowering the prices of goods?
Well, if we build the right farm to market roads, it should lower prices of basic food. Since alam mo, marami pang area talaga na mas mahal pa yung pagbaba ng gulay mula sa bundok papunta sa market kaysa doon sa presyo ng produkto mismo eh. So if we can put the right roads from the real farms to the markets, I think it should lower food prices by about at least 5%.
By when po yung 5% na to? And may mga places po ba na...
Ang problema dito, ang farm to market roads natin, medyo marami pang kulang eh. Marami pang kulang. Malaking pera. Just to give you an example, no, sa irrigation alone we still have 1.2 million hectares of unirrigated land. And it will cost the government 1.2 trillion in order to complete that. Diba? So, we need a lot of investments talaga. But of course, if we have 1.2 trillion more land na irrigated, you can imagine that I think we'll be rice sufficient na by that time, as long as the population doesn't increase, no? Assuming.
Next question, Kyle Atienza, Business World.
Good morning, sir. Sir, in a recent report, Moody's Investor Service said that the tensions between the Philippines and China have more widespread effects on the Asia-Pacific region. Sir, may nakikita po ba tayong possible implications of Philippine food security as well as agricultural trade po between China and the Philippines?
As of the moment, wala.
Okay.
Sir, also, follow-up lang, sir. The report also said that may implications, sir, yung weakening external demand. Sir, may impact po ba ito sa mga exporters natin, food exporters?
what do you mean by
Weakening global demand, sir.
Well, ang food worldwide is still short eh. So I don't think it really has an impact as of the moment.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Kenneth Pasyente, PTV4.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, may we ask kung ano naman po yung naging direktiba ni Pangulong Marcos pagdating naman po sa fishing, sir?
Well, yung kaninang meeting, nag-emphasize si Presidente na kailangan natin i-increase yung aquaculture natin, dahil at the end of the day, that is what will feed the fish needs of our people. Ang fisheries natin, we really just have to manage very well. Of course, the President kanina, sabi niya, paano pa natin mapaparami yan? Isda. Then, of course, we have to repair the habitats. We have to let the fishing grounds rest, for a few years para rumami ulit yung isda. Then, na-emphasize din ni Mr. Presidente kanina na yung seaweed industry natin kailangan palakasin din para magkaroon ng additional livelihood yung mga fishermen, which we will be doing. So, besides that, meron din mga livestock programs na baka ipabigay sa ating mga fisher folks as an additional income nila, livelihood. But besides that, meron ang panghuling nabanggit is to make the fishing communities cooperatives and give them bigger boats so that they can fish more, or be more productive, be more efficient.
Okay. Sam Adenilia, again, Business Mirror.
Sir, we would just like to ask, yung regarding po dun sa rice, ano raw po yung ending na rice stock natin nung production nung 2023? At saka ano po yung target output for 2024?
Technically, if I'm not mistaken, 20 million tons yung ating production, and 2024 should be almost the same due to El Niño.
Okay.
Sir, last question na lang po. Yung regarding po dun sa recently nakipag-meet si President Marcos with President Widodo, na-discuss po yung regarding po dun sa special safeguard duties for coffee. Meron po bang plan ang DA to review yung request ng Indonesia para alisin na po yung SSG?
We're reviewing that.
Okay. Ivan Mayrina, GMA 7.
Hi, Sec. Nabanggit niyo ho kanina yung dalawang interventions natin, yung post-harvest facilities at yung pag-minimize sa wastage, na ikanin nyo partly mapapababa yung presyo. By how much do you project na mapapababa ang presyo ng bigas if these interventions are put into place?
Well, of course, sa bigas, it depends also on the world market, but assuming everything is stable and wala masyadong calamities or all of that, hopefully at least 5% din eh.
So, okay, in a perfect world, ika nga ho nila, would the 20 peso per kilo of rice still be a goal for your
Well,
for the
as I
department?
mentioned before, it's an aspiration. It's a target.
Still, given the current realities.
We'll try our best. Try our best.
Sir, last na lang po.
Mas maganda sir, may goal eh. 'Di ba? Para everybody tries to achieve it as hard as possible. Then yun.
Balikan ko lang po yung tanong dun sa ayuda sa mga naluging vegetable farmers. Nabanggit nyo ho, walang maibibigay because technically walang pondo. Tama po ba yung...
Yes.
And the department is not keen on looking for the budget para matulungan sila.
As much as possible, we're trying to find ways na matulungan sila, of course, no. I think that's the job of the government. As of the moment, our team at the DA is trying to figure out what we can give them. And as far as cash ayuda is concerned, I'm actually not a believer in that. I'd rather give farm implements, like seeds, fertilizer, something else, or Pero definitely we will try our best na makatulong tayo kasi yun ang mandato natin eh.
Salamat, Secretary.
Okay. Katrina Domingo, ABS-CBN. Microphone, please.
Good morning, sir. Sir, last year on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit in Indonesia, I think, the Philippines and Vietnam signed a 5-year rice agreement with Vietnam. May we get the status of that agreement, and is the president expected to sign that cooperation deal once he travels to Vietnam later this year?
From what I understand, there was no real agreement in that Indonesian meeting, but there was no agreement signed, meaning, but there was an agreement to draft an MOA or MOU, and we were given instructions when we were in the ASEAN meeting in Japan by the president to draft finalize the MOA with Vietnam, so that pagdating ng trip this coming end of January, the state visit to Vietnam, mapirmahan na, and we have the working draft na, and almost done na.
Sir, can you give us a few salient points of that agreement?
It basically guarantees that that they will be supplying us rice, continuously supplying us rice, even sa calamity situation. So that's part of our food safety. So that's good for us.
Sir, last question from my end. Ano po yung status ng durian deal with China signed in or at least okayed in 2023 during President Marcos's state visit to China? Natuloy na po ba yun, or nadagdagan or nabawasan po given the diplomatic relations that we have now?
As of the moment, I'm happy to say that we have been shipping out durian to China, and it's tuloy-tuloy naman. At it looks promising.
Okay. Eden Santos.
Secretary, malapit na pong matapos yung close fishing season sa Galunggong this coming January 31, 2024. Are we expecting na bababa po yung presyo ng Galunggong na 240 pinakamataas na presyo if in case po na muling makapangisda yung ating mga fishermen?
The answer there is yes, but in March. Ang talagang season ng Pilipinas sa galunggong catching is March, April, May, June. Yung lifting ng end of by February, mahina pa yung huli niyan, but by March I expect bababa ang presyo.
So how much po yung pwedeng ibaba ng presyo ng galunggong?
Kung 200 ngayon, baka maging 150, 130.
Okay.
Thank you.
Crizel Insignia, IBC 13.
Yung kanina po nabanggit nyo na magkakaroon ng 4 storage facilities po dito sa Luzon. Saan po yun? Tsaka sa 2025 po, saan nyo pa po balak magtayo pa ng storage facilities?
Yung sa Luzon, the first FTI was the one I mentioned na unahin natin kasi yun ang pinaka-critical dito sa Taguig. Then we plan to put one in kung saan nagko-converge yung Car region tsaka yung Benguet tsaka yung mga nagsusupply doon. So maybe in La Union or in Benguet, somewhere there. The other one is in Mindoro dahil wala ron. And one is in maybe Sariraya, Quezon. Yung sa 2025 and moving on, sa Visayas and Mindanao na yun to be determined.
Nabanggit din po na sa usapan po with FTI na yung ibang oversupply na agriculture products is i-distribute po nila sa Kadiwa. So if may cold storage facilities na po, mostly refrigerated or chilled na po, paano ibibigay yun sa Kadiwa stores lalo na kung humid po pag ibinenta na po? Yung mga highly perishable goods, nasisira na po siya within 2 hours po. Nagiging soggy na.
Once that is done, actually, yung mga Kadiwa bibilhan din ng mga refrigerating chiller units din. Parang mga refrigerators, mga chest freezers, chest refrigerators. So, we have to have the complete cold chain. We cannot break that.
Okay.
For food
Thank
safety.
you very much. I think this ends our press briefing. Thank you so much, Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel. Thank you for sharing the Para sa Masaganang Bagong Pilipinas plan. Maraming salamat, Malacañang Press Corps. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you sa inyo.
We have a meeting.